Hi, Brian Hummel here. I want to point out a couple little things. This is a tiny little mulch berm I put in several years ago by hand with a wheelbarrow. This is very, very, very fine mulch from a Vermeer chipper. But even this tiny little bit of mulch, and it's also dry underneath. The rain didn't soak. There wasn't enough rain to really soak in. You can see there was a little bit of a blowout, but it still held back a lot of water. But not big enough to really do what I want to do. So what the camera's on is a bigger berm. So it's maybe a foot high and 6 feet wide. So this one's not going to wash out. You have a tremendous amount of water rushing off the driveway. I made a little settling pond. This catches a lot of the sediment. So this is all your high clay driveway sediments. And they're just being sort of piled up in here. But the water backs up against this, drops out debris, and then flows this way through the mulch. I would like to highlight how important this mulch is. So this is just a few inches of mulch, but the water doesn't want to flow through it. It will lift it up. It will push it over. You can see the beautiful pattern it makes because I then came and I made a bigger berm around the edge. So when it really gets raining, this whole thing floats up about, I don't know, 6 inches deep. And there's just a whole series of floating mulch like a log jam. So again, large woody debris in a river. But I slowed the river way, way down, so the log jam just fills up. And now you supersaturate your mulch, you start building up your soils, and what was just straight up nasty caliche is turning into some pretty nice soil. And the mulch is cheap. This is people's waste product, and I can turn it into beautiful soil. So instead of this, I have this. And in 10 years, the difference is going to be absolutely amazing. It doesn't happen overnight, but nature doesn't really work on human timescales anyway. You just set up a system that's going to be there for, 500 years, sort of like the Incas did. You set up a system that gets better and better over time, and then you can walk away, and it takes care of itself, and it gets better and better and better over time. And mulch is one of the keys. The large woody debris is absolutely critical, both in the rivers and on your uplands. Thanks, guys.